Hi there, my name is Morrow, and I help coaches, lightworkers, and other transformational entrepreneurs start and grow their businesses through clarity, confidence, communication, and a relationship with the divine. So it is around minus 11 in Toronto today. That's around 12 degrees for my American friends. Quite chilly out. But I am taking a break and doing this video because I want you to tell me if this sounds familiar. This scenario. You have a million things to do on your plate, right? You've got your business and all the things you need to do for that. You've got a million ideas. You've got maybe a day job. Maybe you've got a family. You've just got like so many things and you're feeling overwhelmed. I get that. I have been there many, many times. And this week I noticed that it started creeping back in, like the shoulders start hunching up and you start feeling like your to-do list is too long and you don't know where to begin. And maybe you're already feeling like you're drowning in stuff to do. So today I'm going to give you a simple tip that you can do when this is you. And it's not a tip that you're going to find in many time management or productivity books. It's actually a spiritual lesson in time management. And this one comes from the Christian Bible from the New Testament. And after I share it with you, I'm going to give you the most important question you can ask yourself when you are feeling like there is too much to do. And it's not even what to do first. Well, it kind of is, but we'll get back to that. So in the New Testament, there's this story where Jesus and his disciples are going from town to town, spreading the gospel, relying on the charity of strangers for food and for lodging. And they come to this town where Jesus is welcomed into this house by two sisters, Mary and Martha. Now, Martha does what I probably would have done, what I'm pretty sure my mom would have done, what a lot of people would have done. She immediately gets busy. She's like, oh man, okay, the disciples are probably coming. I got to prepare a feast, get a meal ready, maybe clean up the place, maybe fix up some bedding. And so she's scattering around, being super busy, preparing things, right? Most likely because she wants to leave a good impression. She wants people to think well of her and her charity. Her sister, on the other hand, Mary just does this. She plunks herself down at Jesus' feet to listen. And so Martha's like cleaning the house and cooking the meal and preparing stuff and gets a little pissed, as most of us would. And so she says to Jesus, like, dude, don't you care that my sister has left me to do all this work by myself? Can you please tell her to get off her butt and help me? Now, I'm paraphrasing here, but that's the gist of how the story goes. But Jesus replies, Martha, Martha, you're worried about and upset about many things, but only one thing is needed. And then what he says is essentially that the only thing needed is what Mary's doing. Now, if you're a traditional Christian, you might interpret this as listen to Jesus before doing anything else. And that's okay. If that's your path, that's your answer. When you're frazzled, turn to Jesus. But if you're not Christian, or if you're progressive, or if you're some other religion or questioning, or if you follow a mystical interpretation of this as I do, here's another way you can see this story. And you can really see it as a metaphor for letting go of overwhelm. So in this story, Martha represents the ego. This is the part of us that is concerned with the external. How do I look? How do others perceive me? How can I get the love, security, attention, validation, whatever it is you're looking for that you think is lacking in you from other people? And often when we have too many things to do, it's often because we have an inability to say no. And that inability is rooted in our need to get something from others. We think if we don't look good, if we don't do all the things, people are going to look down on us and then we'll feel bad. Jesus, on the other hand, in this story, he represents divine wisdom. And this comes from connection with God, the universe, source, Gus, whatever you want to call it. And it's the part of us that can only be tapped into internally. It's the part that gives us a sense of connection with the divine. And we can't find it by getting busy and doing things and trying to impress people. And the only way we find it is by doing what Mary's doing, which is listen. So you see, Mary knows that all the preparations in the world don't make a difference if they're the wrong preparations. And only you know what is right for you. So let's face it, there is so much choice out there, especially when you're building a business. Do you get customers this way or that way? Should you be on this platform or that platform? You know, even operationally, like this week, I'm trying to figure out which health insurance provider to go with. And there's so many decisions to be made every single day. And yes, some can be made logically. Some can be made with cost-benefit analysis. Like what health insurance, it's very easy to figure out logically. But some we simply don't have the answers. Or we don't have the answers outside of us. The answers are within. Right now I'm trying to decide what format my next course is going to be in. And here's the thing, if I collapse time, this course has already been given, and the universe knows that, so it knows what the right format is. And I simply, instead of trying to analyze it logically, all I need to do is I need to stop running around like a chicken with my head cut off, acknowledge that it is done, this course is done already, and then listen to see how it happened. Now, if you don't understand what the heck I just said, message me, and we're going to have a little chat around the law of attraction. But God knows what's right for you. That's the point of this, right? God, the universe, source, whatever you want to call it. So when there are a million things on your plate and a million ideas, and you're starting to feel the overwhelm set in, the very best thing you can do is just stop. Stop everything. Stop your preparations. Stop your activity. Stop your doing. And instead, do this. Ask God to help you lighten the load. Literally pray. Pray to the universe, source, whatever it is. Say, divine, beloved, whatever you want to call it. Please help me see a way through this. Then meditate. Go for a walk. Cook something. Take a shower. Do whatever it is you do when the best ideas come to you. For me, it's walking. And during this time, don't look for answers. Just allow yourself to be in the moment. Let go and let God's wisdom flow in its own time. And really, this is an exercise in trust. And the more you trust in the results, the more you see the results. So practice this, trust in this. And when you hear the answer, don't judge it. Don't just listen, accept it, and follow through. Take the very first step you can take on that answer. Now, some of you might be thinking right now, but I don't have time to take a break. That's my problem. I'm too busy, right? And if this is you, here's the question that is going to save you. Whew, windy. And that question is this: what can I do today to make my life more spacious? What can I do today to make my life more spacious? And it might mean that you take something off your plate that isn't really urgent, something that you think has to get done but doesn't have to get done. And there's a big clue for you. Does it have to get done? If something has to get done, chances are you're doing it to impress someone else. And so ask yourself, what can I take off my plate to give myself more spaciousness? Because spaciousness is really what you need at all times. It helps you find the guidance that is necessary. So if you found this reframe helpful, I would love it for you to like this video, comment on it. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. And whatever you do, remember this: your business is a prayer that God is breathing into you. Your calling exists for a reason. You've been called for this to a reason, to make the world a better place. And there are people out there who need you, who are waiting for you, who are a divine match for you. So take some space, listen, take the next step. And when you do, the steps will reveal themselves. You got this. Namaste.